Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, and welcome back to the Inner Corrections. Now, I've been doing a few on the disaster over in America. Let's get back to some UK stuff, shall we? So, you may remember back on the 23rd of July, there was uproar where a police officer was filmed kicking an unconscious Muslim man on the floor in Manchester Airport. Outrage, massive problems. Muslims went out and did what they usually do, which is, demand everything, do this, do that, and do whatever they want and not get touched by the police. But that's not the point. And then the CCTV image of what happened up to that came out and proved that, no offence, the police officer had done absolutely nothing wrong. And I've done at least 2 or 3 videos on that because it's still going. But we are now at what's the date today? Let me look up and watch. The date today is the 8th of October. And they have still not been charged. So, yesterday, Monday the 7th of October, Reform sent this letter to the Right Honourable Yvette Cooper. I'm not going to read all of the letter, but I'll slowly scroll up it so you can slowly see what's going on. So, it literally goes over what happened, as you can see, slowly but steadily. Now, we'll get up to this bit here where we're talking about the CCTV. Now, the CCTV footage, it says here, we understand from our sources a very senior person within Greater Manchester Police or above made a deliberate decision not to release the full CCTV footage soon after the incident, overruling recommendation from more junior officers. This significant decision led to misinformation circulating, protests and utterly false allegations made against the police officers and the GMP, Greater Manchester Police. So we have now a situation where the first investigation was launched by the Independent Office of Police Conduct, IOPC, against the police officers, rather than the Crown Prosecution Services against the assailants. Now, the IOPC are still investigating the police officers, and the police officers involved are still suspended, pending investigation. Even though, let's be honest, not going to impinge any potential court case, but we all saw what happened, and there's no reason why they should be. In fact, I think they acted, considering they were armed police, with great restraint. Any case, so the IOPC investigation is ongoing, and bizarrely, it appears they're also investigating the leak of the footage that exonerated the police officers, which is true. I covered an article, it was one of the other videos I did, where the Manchester press were getting harangued by the police because of criminal investigation to find out who released the CCTV. Now, I think, as it says up here, that he was against the recommendations of more junior officers. It's going to be a junior officer who leaked it. Because they're right, it should have been released. So, any case. In reality, common sense dictates the IOPC should have closed their investigation when this full footage emerged. Correct. There is no excuse for the long delay, which shines a very poor light on the CPS and the IOPC. Now, before we go any further, not long after this letter and all this information was released with the press conference by Reform, the police come out and say, whoa, we've given all the information to the CPS. It's them we're waiting for. So the CPS are dragging their heels. So the police have done their investigation, handed it all over, and now nothing's happening. That's important. When the public wanted prompt, fair and equal justice, such public concern over the two-tier police incorrect, and the CPS and IOPC must give urgent updates on why this has taken so long. Not unrealistic to ask for that. We presume everybody's already been interviewed by now. Let's hope so. I mean, it happened on the 23rd of July, and it's now the 8th of October. So we've gone, July, August, September. We're not flipping months away. But perhaps they can confirm if this is correct. The CCTV footage is clear. It should not be difficult to make a decision. Well, we've all seen the footage. If you go back on my 2 videos, I've got both footages, and I actually go in detail into the footage of the CCTV explaining how I see it. So it's quite clear. So we have general reason to be concerned that, in fact, the CPS is awaiting the IOPC to find some fault with the police officers, which will then give them a reason not to progress with charges against the assailants. This is totally unacceptable. Remember, these are the same assailants who've done press conferences claiming they're the victims, even though CCTV shows that they are vile, disgusting people. Now, also remember that these people are out on bail, which means they're still wandering the streets. So what happens if another police officer says something to them? They're going to beat that one up as well. It's not right. The delay and lack of support for serving officers is deeply damaging to the morale of all police officers. Well, they're having their own problems as well as anything else, as well as impacting on their ability to do their job properly. If police officers are constantly working with the fear that seniors and the IOPC will throw them under a bus any of the moment, then they will not be able to protect the public in the full and fair way we want. Well, we'll have a debate on that, but we'll leave that at the moment. But I've even done things where not long after, some more officers were assaulted in a car park in Manchester, and those people got let off, and the police officers so I've said on many videos when I talk about it, look guys, you're on the wrong side of the law here, because they will throw you under the bus as soon as they can to protect their shiny arses in their shiny offices. You need to think about that. You really, really do. And then the big thing, we are therefore serving notice to the CPS. It's not going to if they're not going to charge you assailants, we will organise private criminal prosecutions against them. Now, it can happen. There's a brilliant video on this as well by the Black Belt Barrister. If you've not subscribed to him, go and watch his videos, subscribe to him, and he will explain there. He also has a link in that video to somebody who will actually break it down correctly, but you can prosecute privately, even if the CPS are doing an investigation. But go on to Black Belt Barrister. He does a great video. He's also a barrister. He knows law better than I do. And as he said, his friend does one who's even more into it, and he really breaks it down succinctly. So it's really worthwhile doing. We've taken initial advice on a legal sale on standby. This will be funded by crowdfunding process. Now, a lot of the left waffer have been going, no, you can't crowdfund a criminal. Yeah, you can. That law, it used to be illegal. It's gone. So as long as you fund it, it doesn't matter. It's a private prosecution, so it's privately funded. So you can sit back down and be quiet. But also remembering that when it comes to it, it shouldn't be down to the 5 signatures below to launch a private prosecution on men who were on CCTV violently assaulting police officers. So instead of you going, you can't crowdfund it, instead of doing that, why aren't you asking the questions that they're asking? Why are the Reform Party only now asking the questions that people like myself have been asking since the day the CCTV came out? In fact, I was actually raising issues and questions in my mind and on the video when the first incident came out. So why has it taken this long for people to finally go, oh, we need to do something about this? This should have been done at the time. This kind of pressure should have been applied immediately, not waiting till the 8th of October or the 7th of October to do something about it. So, yeah, this is good and this is great, this is wonderful, but I'm also questioning why has it took so long? And why, as well as doing this, are we not asking more questions? Why aren't we asking more questions about the victims of the Southport stabbings and how their assailant has just vanished? He's not going to get heard until January. Why has that been brushed under the carpet? And let's not forget the Lieutenant Colonel who was stabbed. Nothing. Silence. Don't forget the guy in Ireland, the priest who was stabbed. Silence. This is what we need to do. You need to raise the point that, oh, well, it's, Reform are doing a great job, but why have they waited so long? Why has it took this long before they've done anything? When people like myself and others on YouTube and on social media have been saying, what's going on? Why is it taking so long? And we're bringing it up. But now the Reform are doing it, and yeah, okay, it's great. But again, if I stop repeating myself, why so long? Why haven't they been charged? I think what they say here in the letter is true. I think the CPS are hoping the IOPC can find something. And the length it's going on, they are digging everywhere, desperately trying to find something so they can get these guys off. Because when it all boils down to it, because of the protests outside the police station where they were being held, they're shitting themselves. because they don't want to deal with this. And this is what happens when you don't deal with the elephant in the room. This is what happens when you kowtow and take the knee to a violent, medievally driven bunch of lunatics. Once you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And now you're petrified that you actually will have to charge them and actually arrest them, and put them in prison, because you know it's going to kick off. So we're desperately trying to bury this. We're desperately trying to bury this because the simple matter is as well, when it all comes down to it, these incidents, the three that I've just listed, show that all the people you call far right have actually been telling you the truth. You don't admit it, but the simple truth of the matter is, we are right. People that are being brought into this country have no respect and are nasty, horrible, evil people. But you don't want to deal with that because you're scared. You are, as I always say, liars, hypocrites and traitors. Add cowards into that as well. This is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Yes, it's great Reform have done this, but it shouldn't take this, should it? And why are we not hearing about the other things that I've mentioned? Why is the radio silence on that? Isn't it funny when it's a Muslim or an immigrant that commits a crime, even if it's first or second generation, nothing. Diddly squat, zip all. White people shout at a hotel, 20 months in prison. Arrested, forced to plead guilty. And we know there's evidence that's coming out now that people were being bullied into going, oh yeah, I'm guilty, so they could be prosecuted and put in prison quickly. We know this. It's wrong. It really is wrong. Let's just hope something finally appears. Now some pressure from some politicians is finally maybe going to get an answer. Any case, videos popping up there. The last two videos that I've done, if you want to pop over and give them a view, down below is the subscribe button. Now, general things, over 80% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe. Now, somebody, oh, you're begging for subscribers. No, because the more of you subscribe, the more that improves the chance of me getting the message out to even more people. It is literally that simple. If you're watching and you're enjoying it and you're agreeing with what I say, just hit the subscribe button. It's free. Also, if you did enjoy this video, give it a like. Again, that helps. That just helps get the channel to grow and we get the message out to more people. Because we need to awaken more and more and more people, because too many people are sitting with their heads in the sand pretending stuff's not happening. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.